morning, viewers! Welcome back to McElroy's Motors, home of the weird, the boring, the projects, and the adventures. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As you can tell, there's something wrong with Sadie, which I think could possibly be a bad rear wheel bearing. It is very loud in here, and it just started this morning. I was planning on taking her to Flynn's Tire in Cuyahoga Falls just to get her thermostat replaced, but looks like I gotta replace the wheel bearing as well. Time now to cue the music. It sounds so much worse once I get past 60. I can't go faster than that because it is just so loud. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Ah! Oh god, that is so deafening. I got my hazards on to let people know that I can't go any faster. It's not vibrating or anything like that, but good grief. I've never heard this car be this loud since the exhaust split. I'm just hoping it's a wheel bearing and nothing else. Did it stop? Nope.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto North Plaza Drive.
Turns out the nearest Flynn's Tire Center was about 20 miles out of my way, so I'm going to make a stop here at the Firestone. They were able to take me in right away. So thank God for them. Well, there she goes. Off for a test drive. Well, it turns out that Sadie definitely needed a wheel bearing. I was pleasantly surprised that I got it right. And it turns out the left rear wheel bearing, say that 5 times fast, was actually original. How does a wheel bearing last 28 years? Is mysterious to me. But as for the right rear wheel bearing, it was replaced about, give or take, right before I bought the car, so I'm pretty confident it'll probably last another 28 years. We shall see. While they were working on Sadie, I figured I'd show you this thing here. What may surprise my European viewers is the Ford Escort did not enter production in the United States until 1981, and this is one of the very last first-generation Ford Escorts. If I were to guess, judging by its hubcaps, it was probably made somewhere between 1988 and 1990, and this is probably one of the last Escorts ever made before Ford partnered up with Mazda to bring on the second generation Ford Escort, which was based on the Australian market Ford Laser. Believe it or not, I actually nearly bought one of these as my first car many years ago. My bus driver found one for sale for $1,100 and she sent me the pictures, and it was in far better condition than this one. But my golly, I haven't seen one of these in about 12 to 14 years. 4-speed manual by the looks of things. It's got the crazy US spec automatic seatbelts and very comfortable seats because this actually shared the platform, albeit shrinked a bit, with the Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz. You can definitely tell its heritage with the similar steering wheel as well. What a treat to behold. I just now spoke with the owners about that Ford Escort back there. Apparently the police station across the street uses it for training. It's a shame that they're just letting the car go back to the earth, because if I could buy it and restore it for my friend Jenny, who had one for her very first car, I most certainly would. How to make a car with a tote strapped to its roof look even more ridiculous? Just lift it up 6 feet in the air. That'll do it. I think it's a very good job that I did not replace the thermostat myself, because when I was at work last night, I was trying to find it, and I thought it was in front of the engine, right on top of the exhaust manifold. But boy, was I wrong, because the thermostat on the Saturn is actually located in the back side of the engine. I have no idea how that even makes sense, but then again, it is a car with the battery posts on the back of the battery, so pick your poison, I guess. But on the upside to this is the fact that Sadie is no longer 6 feet taller. She is now definitely on the ground now. They're literally just putting the thermostat in, and I think they're finished installing the wheel bearing. So we should be out of here very soon. And my grandfather may give me a hard time for spending $500 repairing my car this morning, but I would rather spend $500 every once in a while repairing a car as opposed to a $500 monthly car payment. She's getting so big so fast. She's rising up again. Even though this was a massive pain in my backside, I am so glad this did not happen on the road trip. Otherwise, we would probably be screwed by the time we got home. How much of a pain in my backside is it? It drove me batshit crazy. Well, this is a good sign. Seeing a wheel being put up back on the car. But even so, even after working a 12-hour night shift, I definitely did not need this. But hey, happens to the best people, I guess. It's all part of what Ian from Hubnut would say, bangernomics. And if my grandfather gives me a hard time for this, he's got a car payment. I don't. I know this whole thing is just to promote the tires that they sell here at Firestone, but let me ask my American viewers this. When was the last time anybody had seen an Isuzu Axiom? I have not seen one on the road in years. I've always liked the way they look though. They were definitely unique. Or dare I say futuristic? Yay! All four wheels are back on! I definitely need that tiny school bus right there. But as that school bus is just sitting out there, and the name Magic School Bus has been taken by a kid's cartoon broadcast here in the United States, is that technically the Tragic School Bus? You tell me. Before I go ahead and make the payment to complete this auto repair that I had to go through this morning, I do want to give a massive thanks to everybody here at the Northfield Firestone, because if it wasn't for them, I definitely would have been deaf by the time I completed my 30-mile commute back home. And they were able to take her in without any appointments, and they just took her in right then and there, and everything was just smooth sailing. These guys are fantastic. I would have taken Sadie to Royal Repairs like I did when I had to get her brakes fixed, but at the same time, driving 30 miles with that loud of a car, not gonna happen. She's alive! She's alive! The mechanics just handed me the old thermostat, and it too was completely shot. I mean, completely. To the point where the spring inside it was so worn out you could literally push it in just with 2 fingers. Thank God I got it done. Gotta love old cars, don't you? So by the looks of things, they're just taking all the air that's trapped in the cooling system, and I think we should be back on the road probably, fingers crossed, maybe in the next 10-15 minutes. Although it is very interesting to find out that the old thermostat was actually made in Germany. I'm not sure if Bosch made it or some other outfit, but it is pretty interesting to think that my alternator was made in Mexico, my thermostat was made in Germany. I wonder what other foreign parts are hiding inside my car. Now, before you guys go down in the comments section and ask me, why didn't you just do the repairs yourself? You're a car guy. For one thing, I just worked a 12-hour night shift, and secondly, I have to work tonight as well. My original plan was to buy a thermostat on October 3rd and just install it as soon as I had some time off work before the road trip. But before that plan unfolded, I found out that my wheel bearing needed replacement, which it never made that loud humming noise as I went into work last night. So I was figuring out I'll just take the car here and knock 2 birds out with 1 stone and just take care of it the professional way, not just the typical long-haired redneck kid way. I can hear her running in there. I feel like she's running so much better now. I do also see the coolant expansion tank's cap is back in place, so I think we're now in the final steps. There she goes again. Off for another test drive. My good little girl. Let's see Ford Transit. There she goes. There she goes again. And she's back. I'm hoping it's good news. Bit of a close call. The mechanic said that they were hearing some like plastic flapping in the breeze, and I just told him it's been doing that since I strapped the tote to the roof, so everything is back to normal again. You said 473?
493.79.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought it would be a lot worse. I thought I'd be spending at least maybe $600 out the door.
Not with it only being one. If it was two, you'd probably be there, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that too?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's the name of an East German car, the one I was telling you about earlier.
Okay.
People think I'm mad for wanting a tattoo of that, but each to their own, I guess. Certainly will. Thank you guys for being so quick.
Yeah, for sure. We're normally same day. We say yes to pretty much everything. So, grab your receipt.
Yeah, why not? How do I do this?
Just hit the green one. It's just saying you don't have an email with us.
Okay.
If you could though, if you want to give us a 5-star Google review.
Oh, you guys
that'd be
definitely
great.
deserve 5 stars. You guys went above and beyond. You guys made my day so much better.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to do that for us, that'd be great.
I'll definitely do that when I get home for sure.
Appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. I had to take off the tote off the roof of the car because it was just causing way too much noise. But now we're back up to 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. She is so much smoother now. Like, oh my god. 50. 55. That's the speed limit. I'm going to get up to 60. See if it makes any noise. That's 60. She's doing great. Ugh. Well, it looks like I might have to re-engineer my second trunk solution. But you know what? I'll take the rough with the smooth any day of the week because I do not have to hear that dreadful wheel bearing noise ever again. And since I got the thermostat replaced, this thing is night and day different. I thought it was smooth when I replaced the spark plug wires. I thought it was smoother when I replaced the alternator. But let me tell you, this thing feels like a brand new car right now. It is unbelievably smooth. I am so happy to report this. And what other improvement I have noticed since I got the thermostat replaced is the air conditioning is definitely a lot colder. I don't know if it's just me being sensitive to cold temperatures, I don't know, but the AC was cold before, but is now as cold as it should be. And like I said, she is so much smoother now to the point I am so happy that I got this work done. Sure, I am now $500 poorer, and yes, I had to take the $500 out of the trip funds, but it's not the end of the world. But I'm just so happy that she's so much smoother. She feels like a proper car for a change instead of some plastic rattle box. And I just feel like she'd be just much more comfortable on long distance journeys now. Like, she just feels like a 77,000 mile car should be feeling like. And I'm just so happy with this. I just cannot emphasize that enough. It feels so much more of a happy car. It doesn't feel like driving is a task that is impossible. It doesn't feel like a car from the 1990s anymore, to tell you the truth. It feels like a car that rolled off the assembly line maybe 5 years ago. However, this does tell me about one thing about the old lady who had this car before me. I am not hating her by saying this, but I feel like after her husband died of COVID, she told me that she stopped driving this car for that reason. She just kind of neglected it. And even though I'm not faulting her for it because I didn't want her to relive those memories of her husband dying and whatnot, I just wish this car was better taken care of by the dealership I got it from. So I'm not faulting the lady, more so the dealership that sold me this car. But then again, when you buy any used car, especially for as cheap as I paid for this car, you're taking a gamble whichever way you look at it. But we are now officially arriving at the fuel station, so let's get some gas. I now officially have a full tank of Tesla repellent, so it's now time for me to make the 14-mile journey back home to my house. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, a massive thank you to the guys at Northfield Firestone. They were absolutely terrific, as well as a massive thank you guys for joining me on this little mini project that I didn't want to happen, but it had to happen. So if you like this video, feel free to smash that thumbs up icon and like this video, as well as subscribe for more content if you haven't done so already. and I look forward to seeing you guys in an upcoming video. Take care, everybody. It has been a long time since I've seen a Volvo 850. Holy smokes.